You checked your reflection 17 times today, and it's not even noon. Phone screen, the car window, that quick glance at the bathroom mirror, and every single time, without even thinking, you judged what you saw. Too tired, too this, not enough that. Now imagine this. You never saw your own face clearly, not once, not your entire life. And yet, you still spent hours, days, making yourself beautiful. That's not a hypothetical. That was every human who lived before mirrors for 99.9% of our history. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I went searching. What I found, honestly, changed the way I look at my own reflection. And maybe it'll change yours too. Well, I started digging. And the very first thing that stopped me cold was Blombos Cave in South Africa. I remember reading the archaeological report 100,000 years ago. Someone walked 20 kilometers to the coast, collected tiny nacerius shells, then walked all the way back, a 40-kilometer round trip, just for shells, not for food, not for warmth, just to wear them, just to feel beautiful. I sat with that for a moment. And honestly, I was moved. But they weren't just making jewelry. In that same cave, archaeologists found pieces of red ochre, deliberately ground down, shaped into crayons, covered with crosshatch markings. From everything I read, anthropologists believe the ochre was mixed with animal fat, then painted onto skin. Red bodies, red faces, the earliest cosmetics. I tried to picture it. 100,000 years ago, a woman painting her arms with red clay. Not because she could see herself, but because other people could. And I think that's the part we've completely forgotten. Beauty, for our ancestors, wasn't about self-criticism. It was about being seen by your community. It was a signal. I belong. I care. I am someone. Then I came across Ötzi, the Iceman. He died 5,000 years ago, frozen in the Alps, and his skin is still marked with more than 60 tattoos. Simple lines, simple crosses, etched into his back, his knees, his ankles. When I looked deeper, I found something remarkable. Those tattoos line up almost perfectly with places where Ötzi suffered from joint pain and degeneration. This wasn't just decoration, it was early healing art, medicine, worn on the body. But it was something else too. Identity, permanent, chosen, displayed for life. I tried to imagine him, 5,000 years ago, sitting perfectly still while someone cut into his skin and rubbed charcoal into the wounds. What did those marks say about him? Who was allowed to give them? What story did his body tell every time he walked into a gathering? We can't know, but I think we can still feel the echo of it every time someone chooses a tattoo today. Then there were the figurines. I searched museum archives for hours. The Venus of Willendorf, 30,000 years old, just over 4 inches tall. Her body is exaggerated, but her face is missing. Instead, her hair is carved into elaborate, concentric circles. That hair took real time, real patience, real skill. I stared at the image and thought, whoever made this was saying something about beauty, so powerful. It didn't even need eyes. It was a statement. Then I found the combs. A 4,000-year-old bone comb from Wales. 8 perfectly carved teeth, before mirrors. People still cared for their hair. They still styled it, tamed it, turned it into a symbol of status. The comb wasn't just practical. It was a tool of dignity. But here's what I really wanted to know. How did they ever see themselves? So I kept searching, and finally, I found the answer. Still water, a dark, calm pool in a stream, or a polished piece of obsidian, volcanic glass. Those were the first mirrors, rare, precious. Their reflections were shadowy, imperfect, maybe even a little magical. I imagined someone leaning over a quiet pool, seeing their wavering face, maybe only the 5th time in their entire life, and still reaching for the ochre. Look, we think our obsession with beauty came from Instagram, filters, social media, but it's 100,000 years older than any screen. The desire to adorn ourselves, to decorate, to show the world who we are, that's ancient. But here's the difference, and I can't stop thinking about it. We look into mirrors alone, and we pick ourselves apart. We've made beauty solitary, anxious, competitive. Our ancestors made it communal. When they painted their skin, strung their shells, carved their combs, they were doing it for the people around them. It was a gift, a signal that said, I see you, and I want you to see me too. So this morning, when I caught my own reflection, I tried something different. Instead of scanning for flaws, I remembered that woman in Blombos, walking back from the sea, shells in her hand, dreaming about how they'd look against her skin. And I thought, maybe beauty isn't about being perfect. Maybe it's about being present, connected, human. So the next time you look into the mirror, maybe, just maybe, try seeing yourself, not through the eyes of a critic, but through the eyes of someone carrying 100,000 years of ancestors who believed you were worth adorning. Because you are. You always were. The mirror is new. But the need to feel beautiful, that is ancient. And I think that's worth remembering.